This is month 6, and today's reflection is about bringing the unseen parts of your personality into the light to help you unlock your ambition and potential. The shadow is a term coined by Carl Jung to describe the parts of ourselves that we have pushed out of our conscious awareness. They're traits we often hide or don't express. If you are raised to be the quiet, polite child, your shadow might contain your untapped anger, your ambition, or even your loud, vibrant joy. We don't get rid of our shadow, we just project it onto others. When you find yourself intensely irritated by someone else's arrogance or neediness, it's often because they're expressing a trait you've strictly forbidden in yourself. Shadow work isn't about fixing these parts. It's about integrating them into the rest of your personality. We bring these things into the light so that they can stop creeping up when we don't expect it. I once worked with a woman named Claire. Claire was a kind and selfless volunteer who found herself seething every time a specific colleague at her nonprofit spoke up. Claire described this woman as a power-hungry and egotistical person. As we explored her irritation, I asked her, "What if you were just 10% more like her?" Claire was horrified, but digging deeper revealed that her shadow held a suppressed ambition. She had been taught that women should remain humble and avoid the spotlight. So she had over the years conditioned herself to stay small. Claire's anger wasn't actually directed at her colleague's ego. It was a reaction to seeing someone else give themselves permission to do what she secretly craved. And Claire wasn't jealous of the other woman. The problem was that she was angry at herself. She knew she was capable of more. It was a confrontation with her own untapped potential. The colleague was simply a mirror for the courage Claire hadn't yet claimed. Once Claire recognized that her irritation was actually an SOS from her own suppressed desire to lead, she was able to finally stop judging her colleague and start advocating for herself. She didn't become power hungry, but she did become empowered. So, how does this relate to your life? Well, first, triggers can be teachers for ourselves. So, the next time someone gets under your skin, ask yourself, what is this person doing that I'm not allowing myself to do? It can also help us own our strength. So often our shadows contain things that we hide to make other people more comfortable. The takeaway here is that when we find ourselves irritated by others, they may actually represent something we crave in our own lives, whether it's creativity, ambition, drive, or a free spirit. Often, if we identify what that person symbolizes to us, we find the very thing we need to integrate into our own journey. Your journal prompt for today is: who is someone who truly gets under your skin? Beyond the irritation, what is it that they do that you don't allow yourself to do? And if you were 10% more like them, what parts of your own life would finally have room to breathe? I want you to remember that this is your safe space for total honesty. These pages are for your eyes only. And if you want to become the author of your own life, subscribe to join our community and get your own free ebook. All subscribers receive a link to my ebook, The Author of My Own Life, which contains 365 journal prompts to guide you through a year-long journey of self-discovery and intention. Before we go, I want to leave you with this week's permission slip. I give myself permission to honor the hidden parts of me as seeds of my potential. You can find a digital copy of that ticket and all the links in the show notes. I'm Melissa Ann Palmer, and remember, your voice is the most authentic thing you own. I'll see you next time.